Mountain View Russ here in Mountain View, Arkansas. Yeah, I'm hitched up, heading out to do my first weigh-in. I've done the home tongue weight test here, and without a distribution hitch, and it's coming in about 1,250 pounds, which is not good. So I got the distribution hitch on now, the equalizer. These both have a 1,000-pound max, so hopefully my weight's under 1,000 pounds now. We'll find out. I've got a couple-hour ride just to the nearest scale, so I don't think nothing's gonna break and fall apart, but I may have to upgrade my distribution hitch or reallocate weight. Got a lot of weight in the front end with the bathroom and the kitchen. I may just have to put ballast in the back. We'll see what the total trailer weight is and go from there. I got a temporary A-seat cover just so it doesn't get dinged going down the road. Got one on the way from good old Amazon. It's supposed to be here today or tomorrow. Anyway, I'll continue this video after we get back from the weigh-in and let y'all know how it turned out. See you in a bit. All right, guys, it's the next day. There's the magic of video editing. And I did get my trailer weighed. A couple hours each way, and we had lunch, so it was a full day. We didn't get home till almost dark 30. Anyway, so I'll tell you about the numbers here in a minute, but first I'm going to tell you about what I'm dealing with, and that is my hitch is stuck to the receiver ball. When I first, well, this actually only the second time I've ever hitched and towed it. The first time was when I picked it up in Omaha, Arkansas, right south of the Missouri border. And I got home and couldn't unhitch it. The lever was stuck. There's a little pin that this lever pulls up. You can see a little shiny thing. That's a little pin. And then there's I guess you'd call it the wedge inside the ball that drops down and kind of encases the ball. Anyway, the very first time that happened, for the life of me, I couldn't get it loose. So I ended up pulling the pin on the receiver and just driving off of the receiver. And then I just wrestled with that 60-pound hitch there for a while, and I finally got it to come loose. And I looked everything over, everything looked fine, so I just wrote it off as a fluke and went about my business building this trailer. So I get back from my second hitch trip with it, and it does the same thing again. So I'm not really sure what's going on, if the hitch is bad. I mean, I've had this thing, over 8 months now, and I've modified it like crazy, so I don't think I have any kind of warranty left. Or if it's the ball, I might have to take a good hard look at it. I'm sure there's rust on that ball. Anyway, I think I'll get it loose eventually. If I have to, I'll drive off of it and put a floor jack underneath that and monkey with it till it drops out. I think it's just under some tension one way or the other, and I can't get it to just relax and fall out. So if anybody has any tips and tricks, go ahead and comment and let me know. Of course, I probably won't post this till this evening, so I'll either have it done by then or it'll still be stuck. Anyway, oh yeah, and based on the numbers I found, I'm gonna buy a new hitch anyway. This is an equalizer 1,000-pound tongue weight hitch I had with my travel trailer before that. I've already got the tension bars off, the torsion bars, or whatever you want to call them. But it's max tongue weight 1,000 pounds, and by the fact that I'm gonna buy a new one should tell you I'm over 1,000 pounds. This F350 truck, the sticker's down there. I'm not gonna try to show it. will carry on that towing package will carry 1,250 pounds when it's weight distributed uh, on the hitch with the 2-inch receiver. You can take them sleeves out and go a bigger receiver and increase the weight, but I prefer not to do that. So anyway, when I picked this thing up, the first thing we did on the way home was stop at that same Catskill and weigh it back in February. And it was a little over 4,000 pounds. I don't have the ticket with me right now, but it was somewhere around 4,000 pounds. And so I thought, well, piece of cake. You know, by the time this thing's done, I'll have me a 6,000 pound trailer and have everything I want in it. And well, that's not the case. So I weighed yesterday and I was a tad over 8,000 pounds. And my tongue weight was 1,320 pounds. I kind of wonder if this extended hitch, extended tongue, I mean, doesn't contribute to that, because if you had a shorter tongue, you'd be, 2 foot closer to your pivot point on the axles there. Your weight fulcrum, I guess you'd call it. And I got this 5-foot extended tongue. So it just seems logical to me that that would add to tongue weight, because you're technically got more stuff in front of the axle. That may be the case. And of course, y'all have seen the inside, you got the V nose, so you actually got an extra 2 foot. This is a 24-foot trailer, but it's really a 26-foot, because of that V nose enclosed space. So anyhow, I'm gonna order a 12,500 pound towing capacity equalizer, and that'll give me 1,250 pound tongue weight. And then I'm gonna have to do something to move a couple of 100 pounds out of the front to the back. I don't know if I'll just add ballast to the back. You can see those axles are a long ways back from the front. I did a little test the other day and had my home tongue weight set up underneath that. And with that, I was reading 1,275 pounds on the tongue. And that may have been accurate, because Vicky's moved a lot of stuff in since that. And so that's good to know it's that accurate. Anyway, it was 1,275. And I went to the back and opened the back doors up and sat on the rear. And the weight lifted on the tongue by 20 pounds. I weigh a little over 200 pounds, so I guess about 10%. I don't know if that's definite math that you can count on, or if I just got lucky. Once I get this thing unhitched, I'm gonna set that up again and see what it weighs now, and see if I still am close to the Catskills. So I've got the inverter and stuff to put back there. That thing's about 60 pounds. But I also, before I went up there to weigh, I added some ballast in the back, because I knew I would have the inverter and stuff. I put a couple of 40-pound buckets of sand in the back, so I added 80 pounds right behind the almost at the back barn doors, far back as you can go without falling out. And I kind of figured that would cover the batteries and the inverter and all the other electrical hardware that's going to be hanging on the wall back there. So I already warned Vicky when we pack this thing up for a trip, we're probably going to have to pack all our stuff in containers and put them in storage in the back till we get there, and then set up shop, once we get there. Or maybe I'm overthinking it, but I kind of figure they put these warnings on here for a reason. Now, with that being said, I've used this truck. I've had this truck for 11 years now. Pulled a lot of stuff with it, and it's always been stable. I've never felt nervous about anything. And I really didn't feel nervous about this, even though it's low. I think this hitch was set up for our prior travel trailer, and I honestly think that the ball section could be raised up to the next setting, but I don't have the tools to do that, and I'm gonna buy another hitch. So when I get the other hitch, it will be disassembled. I can just assemble it where based on their formula for setting the ride heights and everything, get everything measured, get the based on their uh, recommendations, and then take this hitch to a local mechanic that might have the tools and get it torqued down. These two bolts here have to be torqued to 180 pounds. I've got a 150-pound torque wrench. I might be able to just rent one from Auto Parts. I don't know how to check that out. Fortunately, Equalizer goes ahead and puts the ball on, so you don't have to worry about that. You got to torque that to 430 pounds. And I definitely don't have a wrench for that. You'd have to probably go to a diesel shop to get anything that big. So that's my plan. There goes another $1,000. So these building this thing at home yourself is not to save money. I can assure you that. But you end up having a much nicer rig than if you just went out and bought one for the same amount of money that I'm spending on this. When I wrap all this up, I'll kind of total the receipts up and let everybody know what this thing cost me to build. The trailer itself was around 13 grand, and I can assure you I've spent several grand since that on stuff to go in here. Anyway, yeah, on the weight, it's just amazing that I've added 4,000 pounds to this thing. I can't comprehend it. I know the bathroom, the front 4 feet there, I can imagine, raise the floor, probably a couple 100 pounds on the floor, the floor covering. Got a shower that weighs 120 pounds. I think I mentioned back in a prior video about that. If you go with that, watch out for the glass doors because they're heavy. The commode, porcelain commode, that's another 40 pounds. The doors, vanity, I built a vanity. It's not that heavy, might weigh 20 pounds. But, you go in there and you go, well, that's just 10 pounds, it's just 5 pounds, it's just 20 pounds. And next thing you know, you've added 1,000 pounds. I still can't wrap my mind around how I've added 4,000 pounds. But I guess I had, so just a word of warning to anybody else building one of these. I've seen other people do it. They weigh everything. I mean, every sheet. You weigh one sheet, and then you just keep track of how many you put in there, plywood or whatever. Bolts, nuts, screws, and all that. You probably just have to take a wild guess. But I didn't. I was going to, but I didn't. I got busy and just said, nah, it'll be okay. And so anyway. Alrighty, well, that's it. I just wanted to give you all an update. I told you I would. So that's it. A little over 8,000 pounds and 1,320 pounds on the tongue weight. Like I said, if you got any comments about this hitch or offsetting tongue weight, besides moving my bathroom to the back, that ain't gonna happen. I look forward to any comments. Thanks for watching. Hey, Mountain View Russ here again. As you can see, I did get it unhitched, and that's just like 2 minutes after I shot that second video where it was stuck. I found a video online where the guy talks about just letting everything relax. So he starts his vehicle up. It's got the catch up. The latch is up. Then he puts his foot on the brake, cranks the vehicle up, puts it in neutral, and just lets go of the brake, and the truck will kind of move a little bit, which mine did. Then he puts his foot on the brake again, sets the parking brake, and comes out and jacks it up. And it didn't release for me initially, but I just kept jacking it up, got on the bumper and jumped around a little bit, and it finally popped loose. So anyway, if that tip helps somebody else, but definitely, I don't know, it doesn't look bad. The ball doesn't look bad. I might have to inspect it. Like I said, I'm getting a new hitch. It'll come with a new ball, so hopefully that problem goes away. All right, guys, thanks.